Jay Z and Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line. You don't have to believe me. Believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy.
That nigga said Big. I said, yo, he sure did. He said, yeah. He said, Big gotta die? He said, yo, he said Big.
So next to Biggie, you put hot on him.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive.
While the untimely passing of the popular rap legend Notorious B.I.G. has been a mystery for so many years, the stakes appear to be much different now. The difference now is because a couple of celebrities are starting to point fingers at two other rap veterans, Jay Z and Diddy, for having a hand in the mystery. That's right, being the founding fathers of Rockefeller and Bad Boy Records hasn't exempted them from being prime suspects of the crime, and these claims have come with some serious backing. But does this mean they truly hold any water? Let's find out.
The rap star, whose real name is Christopher Wallace, had just left a Soul Train Awards party and was sitting in his car when a vehicle drove by and someone opened fire.
According to popular opinion, Tupac and Biggie's decision to sever ties with Snoop Dogg was reasonable given his selfish behavior in trying to appease both parties. A Reddit user commented, stating that Snoop's actions were manipulative and aimed at his personal gain. Furthermore, if Snoop's claims of hanging out with Biggie were true, Biggie's bodyguard, who was constantly with him, would have certainly known about it. However, it seems that Snoop was lying and Biggie had no interest in being associated with him.
And Puffy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line. You don't have to believe me. Believe the facts.
Well, wasn't that just huge? So Diddy's plan was actually to get Biggie out of his way all along, and he even went as far as offering Uncle Ron $30,000 to sacrifice Biggie.
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit.
However, Uncle Ron immediately rejected the offer as he learned that Biggie was already planning to leave Bad Boys. Unfortunately, nothing can change the fact that Biggie is no longer with us. As Diddy's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron has an intimate knowledge of him. He also revealed how ruthless Diddy can be in order to achieve his objectives.
Diddy is pure evil. He has a very nasty disposition. He treats everybody like crap.
Even the fans believed Diddy had been behind Biggie's suspicious passing. One of them tweeted his claim, "I'm 99% sure Diddy had Biggie killed." It appears that Diddy was strategic in his actions. In a separate video shared by MREC, Deal alleges that he cautioned Diddy to avoid traveling to Los Angeles due to rumors of an impending incident, but Diddy disregarded his warning.
Let's reminisce the fact I told our driver, Kenny, run this next 3 lights. Run the light, Kenny. Kenny ran the light, Big stopped at the light. Big get killed. Wasn't meant for him, bruh.
Furthermore, Eugene Deal asserts that Diddy insisted on Biggie riding in a separate car on the evening of the shooting, despite their shared destination. In the same video, Deal continues to share his insights, saying, "You want to reminisce, brother. You want to put Big and Wilf on a teleprompter and tell the world how much you love them, when in fact, you did nothing to save them." Rolling Stone reported that the LAPD deemed Deal to be a reliable witness in the investigation into Biggie's murder, and that he was able to identify the shooter. Unfortunately, the case remains unsolved. It is alleged that Diddy terminated Deal's employment after discovering that he had been communicating with law enforcement officials. Furthermore, Jaguar Wright, a former bodyguard of Diddy, has made similar allegations against him. It is worth listening to what she has to say on the matter.
Longer than he lived, it supported all of Bad Boy.
That's real, yo. The more money you make, the more problems you get.
It is likely that you are already aware of the extent to which Diddy exploited Biggie's wealth. Jaguar's assertions cannot be dismissed lightly, especially given her reputation for upholding justice. Therefore, we can certainly rely on her statements. Fans are also rallying behind Jaguar and expressing their support by placing their trust in her words. One fan tweeted, "When Jaguar Wright said Diddy has been making money off Biggie for longer than Biggie was alive is crazy, but true. He was 24 when he passed. He has been dead for 25 years. In a poignant interview with the Daily Mail, Valletta Wallace revealed that she experiences emotional pain on a daily basis, knowing that she will never see her son again and that the perpetrator of his murder remains unidentified. She expressed her feelings in an emotional statement, saying, "I have a very good idea who murdered Christopher, and I genuinely believe that the LAPD know exactly who did too. They've done their investigation, but they just refuse to move forward. I don't know why they haven't arrested who was involved. It seems to me that it's one giant conspiracy, and someone is definitely being protected somewhere down the line. There's no closure for me until that murderer is behind bars and sentenced." From the beginning, Biggie's mother had a sinister feeling about Puffy's intentions, associating with Biggie. She also writes in her book Biggie, Valletta Wallace remembers her son, Christopher, about it. The truth is, Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the amount Puffy lured my son with. That was a lot of money for Christopher back then as a 19-year-old. He had never seen that much at one time in his life. It was enough money to make my son believe that Puffy was ready to do anything for him. It was enough to buy a blind love and loyalty. Not just the rapper's mother, his wife Faith Evans also made some interesting claims, saying,
"Well, we know he was murdered, but we believe that the LAPD knows who's responsible."
The former president of Bad Boy Records, Kirk Burroughs, has further fueled these claims that Biggie had indeed been scheduled to travel to London for a journalist meet and greet.
He was supposed to leave that early morning, go to London, and we would be out there for 2 or 3 days, and then he would go back to New York and go home.
But those plans were canceled by Diddy as Biggie claimed he wanted to stay in that unfortunate night.
Sean, P. Diddy, whatever his name was during that time, called late Friday night. "You represent it, you go. He's not going. He wants to stay here in LA."
According to the former Bodyguard, Puffy already had plans in place for Biggie's murder, and he wasn't even remorseful about it.
Something's gotta change. And he took upstairs, he turned around and walked back upstairs. And it didn't dawn on me what he said. And then my man looked at me and Bun was like, "Yo, that nigga said Big." I said, "Yo, he sure did." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Big gotta die?" He said, "Yo, he said Big."
Fans also believe that Diddy is behind Biggie's demise. One of them tweeted, "Diddy killed Biggie, you will never change my mind on that." Previously, Jay Z has faced allegations of appropriating lyrics from the deceased rapper Biggie, which he has defended by claiming that it is his way of paying tribute to him. This is where Irv Gotti's account becomes relevant. Gotti asserts that Jay Z was keen to step into the void left by Biggie's passing. In an interview with Complex, he stated, Jay Z, he made Reasonable Doubt, which is one of the greatest rap albums ever. Biggie died, he went and ran to the Biggie formula. So, he figured I'll get all them great records they was about to give B.I.G. However, Jay Z being Jay Z had a pretty slick response to what Irv had said about him. Jay Z told MTV, "I don't have anyone to bounce off of, you understand. We bounced off each other like, oh, that was crazy, I gotta make something crazier. When you don't have that, you don't have that, Gage." He continued, "It's just hard to adjust, you have to find other ways to motivate yourself." In a recent online discussion commemorating the notorious B.I.G. on his 50th birthday, Diddy expressed his admiration for Jay Z and his musical achievements. The discussion took place on the Twitter Spaces platform, hosted by the streaming music service Tidal, with their chief content officer serving as the moderator. Jay Z participated in the virtual conversation along with Diddy and other notable individuals. At one point, the discussion turned to the tragic deaths of both Biggie and Tupac. Jay Z summed up courage to say, as far as Big and Pac and pushing forward, that's just be being a student of the game and loving the culture and wanting to push the culture forward. Then the rapper went on to say, that was the challenge that I was faced with, and that's a void. That's a big void. Others stepped in to fill it as well, not just myself. That's a big void. That's the two pillars right there. Imagine that within a year. Following this, the founder of Bad Boy Records offered his own viewpoint on the matter, commending Hov for his noteworthy accomplishments throughout his career. He remarked, "Bro, you filled them shoes though. You came in and we definitely give thanks. You definitely came, and I just know how much Big really looked up to Jay," Diddy shared. He continued, "They looked up to each other. That is crazy you had to step into the shoes of two people. That's all it was those two people. They had things unlocked," Diddy quipped. "Hov was coming, but it was like these two cats was just so big, and so to have all of that come on you and have that responsibility to keep this shit fly and keep the art of it going. I think Hov kept the art of it going and take where they was at and take it even higher." Fans have been left wondering whether Diddy's statement implies that Jay Z had planned to replace Biggie all along. In response, one fan tweeted, "Jay Z is trash, he killed Biggie." Furthermore, this has fueled speculation among fans that Jay Z and Diddy may have conspired to orchestrate Biggie's death. Jay Z and Puffy killed Biggie, and they was drinking blood at that Rock Nation brunch. Although it is difficult to ascertain what actually happened to the notorious Big, and whether anyone is truly accountable for his demise, it is evident that new information and perspectives will continue to surface. Consequently, it is evident that people will remain captivated by the case, and the legacy of the notorious B.I.G. will endure. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.